All right, we are live. Sports fans, what's going on? Patrick over here at Ghost Picks ATS coming at you with a free play of the day in college basketball. It is March Madness Day 2, and we are live. I'll give it a couple people time to get on in here if they do decide to click in. If not, I will get on into today's picks. But first, I'll do a little recap of yesterday. Free play was on Creighton. What the good luck we got in the free play, we did not get in the premium play. So my premium plays yesterday were the easiest winners of all time. We had St. Peter's over Kentucky. And then we had Richmond over Iowa. Both huge dogs, both outright winners, no sweat, start to finish. And then our top tier, our Richmond was one top tier, and then the same as San Francisco. And the tight one, San Francisco, could not pull it out. That would have been a monster day for us if that would have been pulled out. But San Francisco +2 loses in overtime by 4. That was tough. When Murray State played a great game, San Francisco shot 20% from 3 and couldn't hit a thing. That was one of those games. They were like 6 for 29 at one point in the game, and we're still down 5 points. They hit a couple, and that's an easy cover, and we're cooking. But all over the board, the write-ups are right on for the most part, especially the St. Peter's over Kentucky. So look to carry that on into today. There are 2 15 seeds playing today in Wright or in Auburn, Jacksonville State, which I think, there's potential in that game. I like Jacksonville State to give them a game early. Auburn, until they show that they can play on the road or in a neutral venue, I will be fading them. Simply put, I loved Texas A&M versus them in the SEC tournament, and I will be continuing until they cover, I guess. As that is hitting at about like an 80% clip this year. Their field goal percentage on the road drops dramatically. They go from one of the best teams in the country at home to run-of-the-mill. So that's first insight of the day, I guess. But shoot, I'm here to talk about Loyola. That's the one I want to talk about for the live people that want to hop in here looking for some March Madness insight. We've got Loyola Chicago versus Ohio State. I think this is going to be one of the most interesting games of the day. You have one of the best offenses versus one of the best defenses. You got the small school versus the big school. And Ohio State has a couple of their horses coming back, so they've been rolling pretty thin. But they have some of their key players coming back. Key, no pun intended, Zed Key for Ohio State will be back. So it is interesting, but we'll see how that plays out. But I do lean Loyola in this one. I lean the unders across the board. Both these teams shoot the 3-ball pretty well. So I'm not taking the under pregame, but I will look to possibly slide in at some point during this game. If they come out in the first half and both shoot lights out, we'll be looking for a live under, preferably about 145. I know that's a little bit high, so they would definitely have to catch fire early, but both teams are in the top 50 in 3-point percentage. Both can light it up. So that definitely has some potential there. E.J. Liddell, he's a mismatch no matter who he plays against. But more so, again, one of the main reasons I do like Loyola in this game, E.J. Liddell is Ohio State's best player. Well, honestly, one of the best players in the country. He's the Wooden Award. He's got one of the highest usage rates. He's an absolute beast. 6'7", he's a mismatch nightmare, especially for big men. If you look at some of his biggest games this year, they're against Michigan, they're against Illinois, they're against teams with Purdue, teams with true big men, and he's guarding them on defense. He's scrapping with them, but on offense, he's pulling them away from the rim. Guys like Kofi Cockburn for Illinois, he's making him guard 30 feet away from the basket, and that's a mismatch 10 out of 10 times. Loyola Chicago doesn't really have that kind of defense. They can pretty much guard you 5 across the board. Just about all 5 guys for that team, 4 out of 5. Braden Norris is the shooter for Loyola Chicago. He's a scrappy defensive dude too, though. So, but he's about the only one that couldn't guard E.J. Liddell one-on-one. Lucas Williamson is one of the best players in this. He's not extremely talked about because he's not a monster offensive guy, but he does shoot 40% from 3, and damn it, if he isn't like one of the best defensive players in the country, I'm take him on any team, any day, without a doubt. I mean, NBA, he's got the size, he's got the speed, and the fact that he shoots 40% for three. Lucas Williamson is without a doubt an NBA prospect. I wouldn't be surprised if E.J. Liddell is eating up, the Loyola's bigs to switch to Lucas Williamson. But then again, I mean, I think the key person in this one will be Malachi Branham, the freshman from Ohio State, because I think E.J. Liddell does match up well. It's Loyola. It's Loyola all the way for me. When you look at their defensive matchups, they're able to play team defense and they play individual. Ohio State likes to play a lot of individual basketball, give the ball to E.J. Liddell and let him go to work. Whether it's Lucas Williamson or the New Mexico transfer, who was also first team all defense in the conference, Mountain Valley. I'm drawing up number 30, Aher, Uguak. Sorry about that. But he's a beast. The two of them, they can both match up. One's 6'4", one's about 6'7". They can match up the small. They can cover inside, outside, the active hands. And Loyola is one of the best three-point shooting teams in the country to match them. I mean, top 15 and Ohio State does not guard the three-point shot well. I think this is just a mismatch, really. Never mind the fact that we got Loyola, Chicago, and Cistercian on a Friday during Lent. So, roll on Catholics, Loyola, Chicago. I like them to take this one here today. I think they got a good damn matchup, and as long as they keep E.J. Liddell and these guys under control, I think they should be all right. And I think that, individual matchups, you wait and see this Lucas Williamson matchup with E.J. Liddell. He's the point guard for Loyola Chicago, but he's 6'4", stout, strong, senior. I mean, he's built. So he'll be able to match up from a physical standpoint and from a speed, quick hands. The defense is phenomenal. And I will be looking. So one thing in particular about this game is Ohio State is getting some of these stars back. Not stars, but huge key players. Zed Key is one of the major contributors. Once after him, Ohio State's not very deep. They start to drop off. So getting him back is key. Zed Key. But these guys, when they get back into the rotation, it takes a little while. And the last thing that you want to play is the feistiest defense in college basketball. They're like top 35, I think, in effective or in adjusted defense. They're top 50 in effective field goal percentage. They force turnovers, they rebound, they do everything well across the board. It takes great individual performances, and that's something E.J. Liddell can do. So if E.J. Liddell does go for 30, we can maybe see Ohio State have a chance in this one. But if not for that, it will take a Branham game where he's a 40% three-point shooter himself. Ohio State clearly, they're a Big Ten team that competed in a great conference. They're no joke. Obviously, this game's pick 'em. If Loyola is up to a 13-point lead maybe, and you start to see Ohio State play desperate. Last year they lost to Oral Roberts in the first round. Another 15 seed that I was on, just like St. Peter's yesterday. So I think Ohio State will play with a little bit of desperation. They do not want to lose, but Loyola, pain in the ass team to play, and I will be taking them. Maybe look to buy back on Ohio State plus 7.5 or something like that. That's a good little number there. So let me see. Let me pull up, see if we got anybody in here or if I'm even live. So late game I want to talk about is Arizona and Wright State. Anyone who watched Wright State and Bryant play, Wright State, 16 seed, they can hoop. That did not look like two number 16 seeds. Both of them were going after it, almost like 180 total points in that game, up and down the court. Really, it was pretty damn good basketball. Now you have Wright State today going up against Arizona. I'm a little disappointed. I thought one of these teams could actually give a one seed a go. But Arizona is so big, so fast, so deep. They pass the ball so well. It's really tough to make a run on them, to stop them defensively. So Unfortunately, I can't be taking Wright State in this one, but one play that I'm looking at is the over. I think the over in this one sitting at the highest total of the day at 100 and a lot. Let me see. So Stephen Harrison says, I hate that everybody is on Loyola. And I'll talk about that. It seems like everyone's on Loyola, but I think in reality, I think it's much more of a 50-50, from what I hear, from what I see, from what I read. I think this Loyola and Ohio State is pretty much 50-50, split down the middle. A lot of the early money at 100% was on Loyola, but come tourney time, a lot of that early money is some sharper money. So trying to beat the lines. So I do take everything into account, but I wouldn't be surprised, to come here and see right here in the next 10 minutes before the game time, someone comes down to Vegas and drops a heater on Ohio State pregame. Some fan, I don't know. But Loyola is a popular team. Everybody does like that. I wish that the Sister Jean, I'm not going to say that, but she does add to the popularity, and I'm not about betting popularity, more about numbers and things. But numbers across the board, Loyola Chicago, they get after it. And when I'm talking about a team that's so good defensively, I haven't said anything about their offense. Loyola Chicago has the number 7 effective field goal percentage in the country on offense. They shoot number 13 on 2-point percentage, and number 13. They're top 15 in 2s and 3s. They get after it on offense, and they're a defensive team. So a team that can score, either Ohio, that's ideal. Ohio State wants to play a track meet, even though they have a super slow pace. They don't play defense. They just want to score on you, and Loyola Chicago can play either one. They will choke you out in a slow-paced game, or they can run and score. Loyola, and they played, just perfectly fine competition all year long. Mountain Valley was pretty solid, and then they, competed against Michigan State, lost by 2 on the road, and then they lost against Auburn in a game that they were scrapping against Auburn, and that's with Walker Kessler, Jabari Smith, guys 6'9", 6'10", 7'1", just beasts, and Loyola was right there. Williamson was guarding them the whole stretch of the way. So I feel confident about their defense, and E.J. Liddell is one of those guys. He could put up one of those performances. If there's one guy that I think is capable of it in this tournament, he's got the usage rate of just higher than just about anyone. So 40 for E.J. Liddell if one of these guys can't seem to match up with them. He's a mismatch nightmare. He's done it all year long. But I will say the majority of those dominant performances have come against like true centers, true bigs, Kofi Cockburn, Purdue. So I'm rolling with them. Northwestern, another one. Pete Nance, he put up like 50 on Pete Nance, just big, goofy center. Good offensive guy, but not. Wait till you see this guy. I think they're going to match up with either Lucas Williamson, the point guard, or the New Mexico transfer, Ugak, number 30. He's a beast. Very athletic, side to side, first team all defense himself. So good individual defense and great team defense from Loyola Chicago. And that is the reasoning there. Rolling with them. Rolling with the Ramblers. Yeah. Let's see. Anything else over there? What do we got? What was I on? So, yeah, I got all caught up in that one there. I'm fired up. Yeah, so Christopher G comes in the comments, 56 Loyola, 44 Ohio State. It's relatively 50-50. First game of the day. There's a lot of money on the board. It's back and forth around 0 pick 'em. Money lines bouncing back and forth. I don't think this is too big either way. This is just about the better team, better defense. Actually, in a game where you have a team with a better defense and equal offense, just because the name is Loyola, I would actually have them favored in this game. But I will gladly take the pick 'em. Loyola, let's rock. Wright State, Arizona, over 156.5 points. It is the high of the day. 156, pretty much consensus, 157 points bet. people are on the over in this game, and I mean that's one. I don't think it's going to be a ton of money. People for the most part, they hit these overs and whatnot. But Wright State, Arizona, I do not believe is going to be one of the heavier bet ones of the day. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Arizona put up a hundo in this one themselves. Wright State absolutely gets after it. They fly up and down the court and try to match with what Arizona's going to do. So Arizona's going to have their bigs out there, and they're going to just dominate Wright State more than likely. But at the same time, Wright State runs that 5-out offense. So Wright State will present some problems offensively for Arizona and their bigs. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest to see Wright State be able to put up some points in this one. They're a damn good shooting team. They're riding a little bit of momentum. And they play confident. They're well coached. I like what I saw from them. And I know Bryant is one of the worst defensive teams of all time. But Arizona more than makes up for that. They are one of the best teams and absolutely get after it on offense. They can they might start out a little slow in this one, which does worry me with a total so high. So it will be a lighter play. There's no doubt about that. But I will look for a live one, potentially even bigger. Over 156.5, I see it going through the roof. I mean, it could. Arizona could put up one of those games with 115 points. With the size they have, it's just a matter of if the three-point shot is falling. When you match up athletically across the board, but then you also have size, you could shoot, you pass just as well. This is just a terrible matchup defensively. Now, offensively, that's why I like the over. I'm not a huge fan of overs, but if I do like overs, I usually like some high overs of some teams that absolutely like to get after it. And if I'm seeing two teams today, they're going to be doing that. It is Wright State, and it is Arizona. Hopefully someone comes in with a big old bag and thinks they got the under in hand or something. But Arizona top 10 in pace, Wright State top 50. Wright State, those guys, those two guards are Basile and Holden. They play some damn basketball. It's fun to watch. Pick and pop game. They can shoot, spread, score. Defense is pretty slack, but that's beautiful and over. Beautiful for and over. St. Patrick's Day weekend. Didn't promote anything this video. Just giving out picks. Good stuff for the people. St. Peter's and Richmond yesterday outright. Richmond premium play top with San Francisco. San Francisco loses in overtime. That was a tough one there. Also, the St. Peter's Jackrabbits are the St. Peter's Peacocks. Plus 18 outright. South Dakota State Jackrabbits down 3 in the end. Could not pull that one out. But if you would like Ghost Picks Patrick, it is $77 through the Sweet 16. If you don't want to get on board, find your pot of gold. That will be a red alert included in that as well. That's why it's off to $50. So if you have anything else you want to hop on, chat about, I am more than willing to. But if not, until next time, peace and blessings. Yeah, no, I see it, Steven. That's what I was thinking. E.J. Liddell is going to very much want to make it to the second round this year, and that's why I think he could put on a Michael Jordan performance. And if I am Loyola Chicago, my game plan is to let one of those two guys 100% go ISO all day long. Make E.J. Liddell go for 50. Do not double team him. Do not let him go kick it out and get hurt by the three-point shot. You've got two of the best individual defenders in the country, never mind in the conference. But Williamson and Ngakwe, both of them can match up. I would go at them ISO and just let the chips fall where they may. E.J. Liddell might go for 40, but I still think Loyola could win 59-58. Good luck. God bless. Grind on. Catch you back here tomorrow. Sweet round of 32. Round of 32. Maybe we're riding St. Peter's again against Murray State. TBD. Peace. Golf is kicking. Webb Simpson, long shot. He's 6 under in the top 10. Brooks Koepka, he is sitting at 4 under. Matt Fitzpatrick, 4 under. Locks of the week. Again.